I'm actually doing a test try live stream because we did our 321 Impact Drive walk January 1st to January 8th, but it was only live streamed on our Facebook page. So I am attempting with a software to live stream on multiple platforms without having to pay. So we're doing a little test and just for information purposes. So we will be distributing these bins to all 81 schools on island. So this bin here is a 40-gallon bin. Very bad cameraman, my shadow. This is a 40-gallon bin. This is a 60-gallon bin. And this is a 100-gallon bin. So the idea is we're gonna place these bins 10 to 12 in all 81 schools. However, what we're doing this time around when we're distributing the bins, we're not just gonna go drop off the bins. We're going to distribute the bins to the schools, and we are also going to be sticking up some flyers. We want to interact with the students, so we're looking at spending about an hour to an hour and a half on each compound. I will be wearing a backpack that has 100 bottles. Each bottle represents 10,000 items because we've been able to divert over 1 million items from the landfill. All that we do is to raise awareness and to raise funds, and this is actually a test try. So I'm going to see how it looks. I'm going to hear the audio and work out the cranks to ensure when we actually start, we know what we're doing. But just so you know, these bins were actually sponsored by several different initiatives. And one other random fact is any preschool that we pass on the way, we're also, Javez, please stop. Javez is my son. He's 3 years old and he really likes to be in things. Any preschool that we... Javez, no! I don't want to go by your grandmother. Any preschool that we pass on the way, we're going to give them a 100-gallon bin. Add them to our program. Add them to our collection list. And we're also going to hopefully be having conversations with AUA, UE, and State College about adding bins there. And now that would mean that the program would be stretching. Javez, please come out of my live video in your boxer shorts. Thank you. Excuse yourself. I'm not taking any pictures of you. Come on this side. Come on this side. So we are hoping to ensure that the program grows and becomes bigger. So this is literally a test. Javez, Edgecom. Yeah, but also random fact, all bins fit in one. But this is literally a test. We're gonna see how it sounds. We're gonna see how it looks, and ensure that when we're on the road, it works. Let's see, is it that my camera wants to be clean, or is it that the video is just a little? Yeah, my camera wants. Oh Lord, not me a record, but the camera dirty. Oh Lord, I need to do better. But yeah, this is the mission, and this mission is actually gonna take about 14 weeks. Ideally, we're looking to walk between 30 to 50 hours per week. We have 14 zones, so we would have zoned schools based on location and based on the route that we collect from. Reason being, the future of the program is students in a particular area - zone, when there's an activity happening in their zone, we should be able to tap in and get them to assist. So for example, zone 1 for us starts from 5 Island. So it's also, just so you know, our zoning was also based on the zones that the government has. They have 4 broad zones for primary schools, and what we did is we added the secondary schools and then we shuffled the schools because the zones that they have, especially the private schools, they don't fit on the best routing. Like for instance, Barbuda is one zone on itself. Barbuda is zone 14 because anything we do in Barbuda just needs to include Barbuda. Zone 1 for us is 5 Islands Primary, Green Bay Primary, Temple Academy, Golden Grove Primary, Bendals Primary. Those schools, so technically you drive from Bendals, come out to Bendals, you go Golden Grove, come out to Golden Grove, go Temple Academy, from Temple Academy, drive down to Green Bay. From Green Bay, drive to Five Islands. Or if you're doing it in the opposite way, you go Five Islands, you start from Five Islands, and you collect from Green Bay, then you collect from Temple, you collect from Golden Grove, you collect from Bendels. So those schools, one zone. Zone 2, Jennings Secondary, Jennings Primary, Trinity Academy, Bowlands Primary, which is now SR Olivia David, St. Mary's Secondary, Erlins Primary, Old Road Primary. So again, you're driving along one single routing. If you're going to take it from the opposite way, we start from Old Road, Erlins, Bowlands, which is SR Olivia David, St. Mary's Secondary, Trinity, Jennings Primary, Jennings Secondary. So the idea for our routing is that we should be able to collect any given day we have in transportation is used one. Somebody should be able to catch the bus and go to all of these schools, pack the bags, and then we can get a truck afterwards. I can give you there have been lots of changes. We actually had 15 zones. And then this term in particular is when we scaled down to 14 just because of planning. Zone 11 was a mess. It was a hot mess. It wasn't making sense. So the schools from zone 11 are now in 3 different zones. So we now have 14 zones, making it easier for the driver and easier for communication. But just all that to say, guys, this is a test. I'm going to go see how it goes. I'm going to go end the live, and then tomorrow morning, well, yeah, tomorrow's Monday, I'm actually going to test it again when I leave my house and leave for my computer to see if it works.